Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Corner Store Podcast. My name is Rob, and here with me, we got my man's Nelly, the other co-host in the show. Say
What's up,
what's up to the
people?
folks.
How's everybody doing, man? I'm feeling good, man. How you feeling, man?
Hey, man, just another day, man. Just trying to survive. Just trying to survive.
Yeah.
But, however, since there's no sports going on, we're here just to kind of get some commentary on our reactions of the Last Dance documentary, episodes 3 and 4 from last night. So, after watching those two episodes, man, like, how did you come out of it?
Well, the first thing I thought about was if there was social media back then,
Oh, man, they
dude,
would be
could you
destroyed.
could you imagine Dennis Rodman going on vacation, going on this 48-hour rendezvous, and then people tweet, taking pictures of him, putting it online,
Right,
and knowing. And then the thing was, it wasn't like it was the off day; they was playing games.
right,
So could you imagine right now, like Michael Jordan playing the game, they got Dennis Rodman at the Hard Rock Cafe taking shots.
right. I mean,
Yeah,
and plus back then he was dating Carmen Electra, and there's no telling what type of shit they was getting into.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. So could you imagine the blowback that would have got? You know, because
yeah,
I'm assuming people didn't really know why Dennis Rodman wasn't playing. I'm pretty sure they said they just did coach decision. No one knew the real reason.
right,
So
right, right.
if they had social media back then, man,
And like social media, 24-hour coverage of like sports talk debates, and
yep,
I mean, there's literally like a brand new show every hour in which they pretty much kind of recycle like the same material. So imagine
yep,
if that wouldn't gotten out back then.
yep, yep. I mean, man, because well, even if you go back further than the first couple episodes, where Michael mentioned that some guy was actually doing drugs,
Oh yeah,
on the
yeah.
team.
It was called the Traveling Cocaine Circus.
So I'm
Oh
just
man.
saying, man, it may seem shocking that they saying this, but could you imagine if they actually had video of this or people put it on the internet?
I
Man,
mean, the Bulls was like they were just a bad team back then. People really didn't pay them no mind. I mean, once Jordan came, they came into the fold. After that third game, he was pretty much like a household name within NBA circles. I mean, everybody knew who he
yeah,
was because he hit the jump shot in the next championship game against Georgetown. But after that third game, he kind of pretty much took off.
yeah,
So
yeah,
and
yeah.
and like the fact with the whole Vegas story, the fact that all right, he said 48 hours, but I don't think they really specified how long he was down there. In which
I
Michael
want to,
Jordan
I,
himself had to get him out of a hotel room.
I want to say, if I'm guessing, I want to say almost a week.
Oh, about a week. Okay, okay, because
Maybe
I
not,
don't
maybe
I
not
don't.
quite, maybe not quite a week, but I would say a good at least 4 days,
Okay, yeah,
at
because I
least.
don't recall them like specifying how long he was down there. All I knew was that Michael went directly to the hotel room, and Carmen Electra,
Yeah,
she was like underneath some
yeah,
blankets and stuff, trying to hide
yeah,
from him.
yeah, yeah.
I thought that story
Man,
was kind of
listen,
funny though.
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of thought Carmen Electra was kind of hot back in the day.
You know
I
what,
ain't gonna even,
man?
I ain't gonna even lie.
I mean, by the way she looks now, she's still
Hmm.
hot.
Yeah, yeah.
She's still banging, man. I
I
mean,
mean, a lot of it
she
might
got to
be
be at least
makeup.
50, at least 50, 55. She's
No,
still hot.
no, she like 45. I checked.
Oh, you
I'm
did?
like, yeah, I'm
Oh,
like, man,
45. Oh,
because I'm like you. I'm looking at her like, man, she don't look too different. You
right.
know,
She
I
looked the
look
same actually.
exactly. I
Yeah.
said, I said, let me just look at how old she was. She's only 45.
Oh, okay.
You know,
So
so
so this was the 98 season, right? So
right.
she was like 23 years old,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
23?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Young little
Wow.
tenderoni.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he had Madonna, then after Madonna, he went to Carmen Electra, and I mean, he was just a rock star back then, so
Yeah, man.
that was crazy.
As the only man I know that can wear a dress and lipstick and still get all the hoes.
Yeah, yeah. he was a more masculine prince as far as being like one of those rock stars. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he could pull off wearing a wedding dress in New York, and
Mm-hmm.
people would still not question
Mm-hmm.
his masculinity. I mean,
Yep.
people thought it was
Yep.
weird. I mean, he is a
Yep.
weird dude, but I mean, we all knew that Dennis, you know, he was just that dude though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I always liked him,
Yeah.
so I never really had a problem with him. I mean, long as he brought it every night. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he was a beast on the boards. He was a good defender. I mean, he was actually a good teammate.
Yeah.
He never really had any issues on the court. It was just his off the court issues as far as like, you know, obviously he wanted to take a 48-hour vacation
Yeah.
in which, you know, Phil Jackson granted it. Actually, Phil Jackson asked Michael Jordan if it was okay.
Man, Jordan had a lot of power, man. He had a lot of power,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, a lot,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And somebody with that type of power could have went to his head, but not him, you know. And I was speaking of Jordan, man. I think at one part they said Jordan won the scoring title, defensive player of the year,
All in 88. Mm-hmm.
and won the dunk contest,
And All-Star MVP.
and I was the MVP in 1 year.
Yeah, that was all
Tell
the
me,
Doug Collins.
tell me somebody, tell me somebody right now like that when the last time that has happened? I'm curious.
I don't think anybody has done that ever as far as to win sweep through all through
Didn't he get MVP too that year?
league MVP. Yeah, he got league MVP.
That year too?
Yeah. The only thing that was missing was the Finals MVP for '88, but obviously they got knocked out by the Pistons.
Tell me somebody right now. I'll wait. That have done that since. I'll wait.
To like sweep through all the awards. I mean, I don't think it's ever been done.
Dude,
I don't think it's ever been done.
because when they said it, it didn't really hit me till like I really thought about what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the scoring champion, and then defensive player of the year, all in 1 year. Like
Yeah.
some people usually do. Okay, well I'm a scorer. We got horrible defense.
Right.
Dude giving you buckets and also
And
locking
locking
you
you
down
down. And
and
locking you
locking you
down.
down at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he is a once in a generational. I mean, you know, people say that too loosely. I mean, you know, like, you know, Bron is a once in a generational talent. I mean, Zion is a once in a generation type of talent. But I mean, but with Jordan, I mean, he's literally once in a galaxy type of talent. So, but yeah, kudos to him though, man. And I mean, the way Doug Collins' coaching style was, I mean, literally his coaching style was just get Mike the ball and just get the hell out of the way. I mean, Michael Jordan back then, he was literally playing that Russell Westbrook type of basketball.
That's basically what it was. That's
Right.
basically what it was.
Right. And that's why Jordan, I mean, I don't want to say he bumped heads with Phil Jackson, but he favored Doug Collins because Doug Collins kept the ball in his hands. But with Phil Jackson.
Which he admitted that. He admitted that.
Right. He did. And
So
with the triangle, I mean, it pretty much kind of maintained ball movement. Everybody touched the ball, and you know, it kept the spacing. And you know, still, I mean, Michael Joseph had his numbers. He was still averaging 30 points a game in that triangle offense, but he was averaging 36, 37 points a game.
But the difference this time was that that's where they discovered Scottie Pippen. You know, like, oh, okay, Scottie Pippen can do just more than just be the basic backup guy. That's when he kind of started showing what he can do.
Right.
You know?
Right. He was one of the first players to really start that point forward type of position. I mean, back then we always said he was the best all around player in the league. So I mean, yeah, Scotty definitely got his due though.
Yeah.
And let me see what else happened. Oh yeah, I like the way that Horace Grant said that the Pistons came off as bitches for not shaking hands at the end of the game 4 after they got swept.
But the funny part to me was the explanation by Isaiah Thomas why they did it, and the look that Jordan gave in the video. And you know what though? I like that they let him curse.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It felt more authentic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you hardly hear Mike curse like on TV.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that you was getting that real raw emotion.
Oh yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes. I
you
mean,
know.
this is cable TV, so I mean,
Well, originally though, I was hearing that they was gonna just put it on. It's gonna come on ESPN, but they didn't even block it out. But I mean, I would have thought they would have blocked it out. That's why I was kind of shocked by it.
I mean, being that ESPN is owned by Disney, like had that been played on Channel 7, then yeah, they probably would have bleeped it out. But it is on ESPN, so
Yeah,
it's a paid subscription. So you
yeah,
would think that they got like a little leeway into like allowing curse words here and there. So
yeah.
yeah,
But man, I mean, it really just like I think for us, this is really our era. We was 16, 17-year old,
as
growing
far
up
as the
into
as
we
far as
grew
that
up
'98
we,
season, I was a
we
junior, and I believe y'all was seniors.
yeah, we
Okay.
literally grew up in the golden era of basketball.
Yeah,
You know,
and to like benefit from all those championships being won, and just to kind of see the city kind of just wild out like that. it,
man, I
it
remember,
was definitely fun.
I remember those times. Like I was out on the street, people was looting. You know,
People was
uh,
honking their
that,
horns.
man, that first championship,
Yeah, 91. Yep.
man. I was in seventh grade. I wasn't even. I'm already eighth grade, so I couldn't get. I remember that year, but I don't remember. You know what's really going on. It didn't really hit
Okay,
me.
you was in seventh grade, and actually I was in fourth grade in '91 when they
Mm,
won the championship, and I was living at Otta B. Wells. So
yeah,
I mean,
I think for I think for us that second three-peat is more of like when we can actually have fun memories of like what we was at, what we was doing at
I
that
was allowed
point
to
in
go
time.
outside at least.
Exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. You know, so for me, these last four episodes just kind of bring you back to that childhood, like you know, and like the the storyline. But dude, you couldn't. It's like whoever was recording this documentary, dude, they had like liquid gold, dude. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can't, like it's like memories. You can't not. It just take you instantly. It take you back. And like I look at the shoes that he was wearing. It's like man, the fact that people still wearing them shoes right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I said for us being that old. Like man, I wanted a pair of them Jordans. I couldn't afford them. You know,
Right. All right.
to bring it back to now, where those same Jordans they still selling them right now. They're still selling out 20
You know
something
what?
years later.
You know
That's
what? The
impact, real. That's a lot of impact.
the Jordans that he had in '97 finals, those are the ones
Yeah.
that I had, back in high
Okay.
school.
Okay.
I mean, those are the only Jordans I had as far as while he was playing. But like post career, I own maybe 3 or 4 pairs of Jordan. So
Man, listen.
I mean back then I just couldn't afford them. So just one
Listen.
pair for me.
Real talk. I bought me one pair of Jordans to this day. I only bought me one pair of Jordans. It was the Jordan Taxis. I want to say 13s. The
Mm-hmm.
one that had the black stripe, high top with the black stripe on the side.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say those were 13s.
Okay.
But those are the only pair of Jordans I ever bought. The other Jordans that I've gotten since then is because they've been purchased for me. Like and like lately, I've been feeling the ones.
Mm-hmm.
I've been really feeling the Jordan ones lately. But to this day, man, I still haven't really purchased any Jordan $200 and up.
Oh
I just can't do it, man.
no, no.
You know,
I mean, once you get kids and like grown, like post 35, I mean, you
yeah.
definitely got to have a different mindset. So I
But
mean,
but
honestly, I really don't care about none of that like I
it's
used to.
just
So
it's just funny though. It's like I couldn't afford them then, and I barely can afford them now. 30 years later.
uh,
Like that ain't changed.
I mean, like even back then, like in '97, '98, I don't think Jordans were like $200. It was probably like maybe 150, right? There was like 150, 160.
Yeah, that's a lot
Like,
of money back then. But
because
still,
like back then, the only shoe that cracked $200 was probably the Penny Hardaway's. Because his shoes was always the most expensive
but
shoes.
listen to what you're saying though. the shoes always been $100. The shoes have always been $100 or more.
Oh, right, right, right,
You know what
right,
I mean? You
right,
give and take now, you may spend 180, 150, $200, 225.
right,
I mean, that wasn't cheap back then and not in our younger days.
right.
So they ain't got more expensive since then. You
Hmm.
know, so it's
I mean,
just it's just cool. I saw to cut you off, but it's just cool to see like the culture back then and how it translates to generations.
right,
You know,
right. I mean, something within me like wants to somehow become a shoe collector, but I mean, it's so much time and money and effort into that. So,
low key, I'm a kind of a shoe. Listen, you know how I dress, so I like different certain situations. So I would definitely see myself collecting shoes. Not to the point where like I'm just being a hype beast. You know, like I'm just buying it. Like
but you can't
I
wear them
buy.
though. But you can't wear them though. That's the thing. You can't wear them.
Oh
You
well,
rather collect them and wear them too, right?
what do you say?
So, like, would you rather wear them too? Why you collecting them?
Yeah, why
Oh
not?
yeah.
Why not?
If you
It give
collecting
a character.
Jordans,
It give a character.
yeah, but still, like, if you're gonna be a shoe collector, then, like in most
You buy
cases, I
two.
would assume that you shouldn't wear them.
Well, most people, from when I've seen people that collect shoes, they buy two pair, one
Oh,
to
okay,
wear, one to store away.
okay, okay, all
That's
right,
how you do that. Yeah, that's how you
okay,
do that.
okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
So,
I
but I
got you.
mean, just like not just the Jordans, but like if you look back at Dennis Rodman and how he dressed, people doing that now. People wearing different color hair,
As far as rappers,
rappers. Yep,
especially rappers,
yep. All the
especially
different
rappers. Yeah.
facial rings and all that stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was ahead of his time back then.
Right. He was. I think he was the only one doing that.
Dude, he was it was and back then it was out there. But like I said,
Yeah.
now is everybody do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that team to me it was so important to just pop culture in general.
Right.
You know,
Right.
how many times have you heard I just heard a line by Fabulous. How many times have you heard a Jordan reference, a Pippen reference in a rap song? You know? It's
I mean
just
that.
like,
I mean that was common. That
yeah,
was common.
exactly.
Yeah.
So there's no other team that you can at least tell me that was so ingrained in the culture. So watching these episodes just kind of bring me back to my early years. Like, man, what was
Yeah.
I was doing? I'm like young, stupid kid that loves sports and watch basketball.
Yeah, man. Mentally, I was just reminiscing on like all the memories that, like, stuff I was doing while I was kind of like in the midst of like
Hmm.
watching all of that history going on. So, I
Hmm.
mean, it was like a breath of fresh air just to kind of see like new footage that I never really saw before. Because
Hmm.
remember, like all that stuff came from the vault. So
Yep.
Mike had to sign off on it in order for everything to see light of day. So, but yeah, man, I mean, so far, man, through 4 episodes, man, that documentary is on point, and I just can't
Yeah.
wait for the rest of the 6 episodes that's coming
And
out.
do
So.
you? Let me ask you this: do you like the fact that they break it up, or would you rather watch it the whole series?
You know what? I like the fact that they releasing two every week because it would give us time to kind of like digest it and even watch those episodes all over again, just in case we like miss something. So, I
Yeah.
mean,
I
usually,
like that.
because actually, Netflix is
Hmm.
also one of the production companies that's like affiliated with it. So I
Hmm.
assume at first it was going to come out through Netflix, but once it came out through ESPN, so that's why it makes sense to just do 2 episodes at a time. Because had it came out on Netflix, I mean, maybe they would have released a whole 10-part episode,
Yeah.
10-part documentary. So,
Which I wouldn't demand that either.
hmm
Uh, I like the fact that they at least, like you said, at least give you 2 episodes, so you don't, because that first episode go quick, man. Cause
all
like
right,
you be into it, and it's like it's over. So I like the fact that you at least get a good hour, 2 hours of watching content, so you kind of feel like you
it keeps that demand going on for like these
right.
5 weeks, and plus
Yeah,
it gives these sports shows something to talk about,
dude,
and
because man, it's ain't nothing on. There's no sports.
all right, all
So I
right,
mean, this is like if you was going to bring something like this out, it's the perfect time to bring it out. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
it would have done
yeah,
numbers. It would have done numbers either way. But
right.
right now, it's probably doing
The fact
serious
that
numbers.
it's supposed to came out June 1st, and they actually brought kind of pushed it up just in case
Mhm.
sports were going to come back on down the road. But right now,
Mhm.
while everyone's in quarantine, this was the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you think about um, Phil Jackson, Doug Collins situation? Do you feel like Doug Collins got a raw deal?
You know what? I believe that Jerry Krause, he would probably likely tend to like grow tired of you after like a certain period of time, and then
Mm.
he was like ready to like put his plant up in there to take over whenever he's ready to fire Doug Collins. So that's what Phil Jackson's job was.
I'm glad you said his name because that's where I was going with it.
Mm-hmm.
I, it's sad that Kraus can't be here to give his side of the story,
Right.
but for everything that I see at from this point, it's almost like he self-sabotaged it to a certain extent. Like, listen, he didn't really sabotage it because they won 6 championships.
Right.
So he made great moves, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. He made some good moves. But the way he went about it, though, was kind of cutthroat.
Yeah, he wanted all the credit. I mean, actually he wanted as much credit as the players and the coaches, but I mean, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
I mean, those who know their sports, I mean, they know to always like credit the GM, which is just like when the Cubs won the World Series back in 2016. We all know that was Theo Epstein's, a reason of like bringing everything together because Theo Epstein, he was the brainchild of that whole team, so we
Yeah.
always give him credit, even though the
Yeah.
players are like on the field, and Joe Maddon, he was making his little moves
Yeah.
with the pitcher situations. I mean, we all give Theo Epstein his credit. So, but
Listen.
Theo, oh sorry, go ahead.
I mean, just hold on for a second. Go ahead.
But Theo is not
Excuse
out
me.
here be like, oh man, I mean, I'm like the main reason why we won 2016. I mean, Theo's not doing that. He don't have to do
Right.
that because we
Right.
all know that he's the reason why all this stuff happened. Remember, he
Yeah.
came
He
from
came off.
Boston.
He he does come off a little narcissistic a little bit.
Right.
And he needs. I guess he needs some of the credit at the end of the day.
Right.
But you can't deny that he made all the right moves.
Actually, at first, he was hesitant in signing Dennis Rodman because the assistant GM, he the one who made Jerry Krause take a second look at Dennis Rodman. Because remember, Dennis, I mean, he was kind of a train wreck in San Antonio because he had the right personality to kind of hone him in. Because back in
Yeah.
San Antonio, he had these two coaches, John Lucas and Bob Hill. I mean, you really don't know what these guys are doing right now, but
I,
you need a strong personality like a Chuck Daly or a Phil Jackson to kind of keep Dennis in his place. And plus,
right.
you need real alpha males within the team like Michael and Scotty
Right.
to keep him in check.
Right. And it worked to perfection, man. I mean, it
Yeah.
worked to perfection. And I think Phil just had. I think Phil Jackson just had. Speaking of Joe Madden, he kind of had that, like, man, listen, we all men type of vibe. You respect me, I respect you. We all have our differences. We'll work through our differences, and then I'll let you be who you are.
Right.
You
Right.
know. Where in the meanwhile, while we do that, you know, basketball is the focus.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of like mentally prepared them a little better than you say a Doug Collins. So I kind of see it. I kind of saw it once it happened.
Right.
So I just think both coaches did a good. I think it's almost like that whole Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr situation.
Yeah. Mark, he actually put the team together.
Mm-hmm.
He pretty much planted all the seeds, and Steve Kerr, he kind of benefited from just everything coming together.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, but still, like Golden State shouldn't have been as great as they were because I mean, the Clippers should have been like that should have been like that mountain that Golden State was supposed to climb for like a couple years, but Golden State
Mhm.
just pretty much kind of leapfrogged by default because
Mhm.
Houston had knocked them out, had knocked the Clippers out the playoffs, and
Mhm.
then they gave away for like Golden State to knock off Houston, and the rest is
Mhm.
history. So
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I thought that Phil Jackson came off looking good so far. I mean, it is so hard to like manage like superstar egos, especially in NBA. It
Well,
is so hard.
yeah, and I guess I'll say this question from down the road, but like I was gonna ask you from these last 4 episodes, has it made you look at any of the stars differently in a negative or positive light?
The stars.
Yeah, like the Jordan, the Pippins, the Robins. Does it make you the way you think about them before? Do you think any different about them now after seeing 4 episodes?
No, actually, no, no, no,
Yeah,
nothing negative so far. I mean, there was like a small clip of like Jerry Krause dancing with Scottie Pippen. I,
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess they had three-peated and Jerry was
yeah,
dancing,
yeah,
dancing and
yeah,
playing.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought like there was like a good footage of him like kind of like humanize him a little bit.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good clip of like Jerry just kind of unwinding a little bit. So, but yeah, that was good on their end. But yeah, I mean, so far, so far, Scotty. I mean, people feel bad for Scotty because of his contract situation.
hmm,
So people may feel sympathetic towards him, but as far as Dennis, even though we didn't like him like going to Vegas in the middle of a season, but he still comes off as like a hard worker because once he came back from Vegas, he was busting
hmm.
people in the gym. He was busting their ass in the gym as far as the running uh, the little jogging thing. So but yeah, man. I mean, so far everybody still looks good. I mean, there's no clear cut villains except for if you was probably to name maybe Jerry Krause or Jerry Reinsdorf. But besides that, so far the players all look good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I heard about Jerry Krause, it really hasn't changed my opinion. If anything, I understand it even better now. You know, about the whole why did they break up the Bulls situation? It's evident why now.
Right. And also, before I forget this, it was bad timing on Jerry Krause part was when
Horrible timing.
the Bulls had like a little road trip going on and they was
Mm,
about to play the Utah Jazz and he go publicly state this is Phil Jackson's last year coaching the Bulls. And if Michael leaves, that's his choice because, he could choose to play with a different coach other than Phil Jackson. But if he leaves, that's his choice. So like, come on, man. Michael told you he's not playing with nobody else besides Phil Jackson. And you go publicly state, well, Phil Jackson, this is his last year. Even if they was to win a championship, if he
yeah,
was to go 82-0, he still ain't gonna be re-signed. Oh, yeah, man, come on, Jerry. You shouldn't say that publicly.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And the debate is, I'm just gonna say this. I think Jerry may have cost the Bulls at least 2 championships when Jordan retired that first time. I think Jordan was tired of his bullshit and just decided to leave.
2 93.
Yeah,
Now,
it's not. It
now,
wasn't.
now, 93 is debatable on why Jordan left. So, but I'll just leave it at that. 93 is
I mean,
debatable.
okay, enlighten. I'm go further.
Oh, you wait. You have no idea?
I mean, the fact that he wanted to play baseball. What was the other idea?
Well, supposedly there's a urban legend that Michael was suspended because of gambling, and pretty much like the NBA like allow him to kind of like leave on a happy term
Mm,
to like retire, play baseball, and then once his suspension was over with, then he was able to come back into the NBA. But that just been rumors. But that's just
uh,
one of these old urban legends. But I really don't know. I mean, the only people that know about it, I definitely know about it is may rest in peace, David Stern and Michael Jordan. So, but I,
mm,
I don't know, man. But if that was true, that would have been came out by now.
facts,
Yeah.
facts.
But I've been
But
hearing this story for 20 years though.
but the point I was making was that he probably didn't want to retire to begin with, but I don't think he got along with Jerry Krause. So he said, you know what, I'm just going to try something different for a second. Because
Also, don't
if,
forget, don't forget after that three-peat against the Suns, his dad died that summer.
oh yeah, he got
So
killed. He got murdered.
so
Yeah.
so that possibly has something to do with him not having any type of love for the game, like during that
Well, I
time.
think it was a combination of things. I think
Yeah,
the
yeah.
personal was bad, and business probably bad. The business probably was bad. So he was like, you know what, someone got to give.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but prior to even that, you know, he did come back that second three-peat. If we win in championships, as long as I'm able to listen, we know Pippen. I think hindsight is hindsight with 2020. If the Bulls would stay together, they probably would have had to trade Pippen at some point. The Pippen was falling apart. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
but but
yeah.
but as long as Jordan would have came back, you can put anybody around Jordan, and they would have been successful. You know, so I'm not a GM, but if I'm Kraus, it's like, man, Jordan is the franchise. He's still healthy. Why would
Mm-hmm.
I not bring him back? You know,
Yeah.
tell him what they want to pay. You know, pay him.
I mean, they should have at least tried it again back in 1999 because that was a
Mhm.
shortened season. So, and plus that was a weak finals matchup anyway. You know, between the Knicks and the Spurs. Who knows? I think the Bulls would have pulled that off,
Oh yeah, you're right.
and
You're right.
then and then you know they could have just broke everything up. But hindsight is only 2020. But still, they went 6 for 6, and I can't get mad at that.
Mhm.
They can always be legends in my book. So and the rest is history.
Yep, yep,
So
yep, yep. But man, I'm definitely looking forward to Sundays. At least then that's really going on right now, man. So
no,
that'll be
man.
my
I
highlight of
mean,
the day.
I'm just looking forward to Sundays now, man. Like it's football, but I'm watching documentaries.
Oh well, speaking of that, we'll talk before we get
Hmm.
off the subject. Before we sign off, the Bears draft. What did you think?
Oh, man, the Bears got about 10 tight ends on the roster right now. You know, we signed Graham in off season, and then
Listen. People keep saying that. Obviously, they're gonna cut some
oh
tight
yeah,
end guys.
yeah, yeah,
Obviously,
yeah. Of course. But
it's,
but we signed Graham in off season. I mean, obviously he's like going to be here just for 1 year, but that but that tight end Komet. Every time I've seen fighting average games this past season, I mean, he was always a beast. So if he could translate what he was doing at college to the NFL, then we literally got ourselves a Pro Bowl tight end for like the next 10 years. So, I mean, it's as
yeah.
long as he pan out that way. But, you know, we've always been short of a all pro tight end for like years. Like, who was our last all pro tight end?
Owens,
Olsen?
um,
Olsen?
Olsen, yeah,
He was a Pro
Olsen,
Bowler. He was a Pro Bowler during the
yeah.
Bears years.
I think
Okay.
so.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. Olsen. He ended up having a good career after he left us and went to Carolina. But
And I still don't understand why they traded him, but that's here nor there.
oh well. That's because he didn't fit into Mike Mart's system because Mike Martz, he likes his tight ends to be strictly blockers, and he didn't have a use for Greg Olsen. I mean, he's a small tight end, so he's not much of a good blocker like that. He's a run routes, catching type of tight end. But besides Greg Olsen, I mean, shit. I mean, I can't even name a tight end that was even sniffing an All Pro season. I can't name them.
I think Olsen might be the only one.
Right. Okay.
I think that I will remember.
Mm-hmm. But
It's been a
but
long time.
but besides him, man, we drafted a couple corners. We drafted, I believe, a wide receiver and also some offensive tackles and guards. So we'll see.
They said
We'll see what happens.
they said, and I forgot the kid name. Apologize. Don't I should know these guys' names, but the corner that they drafted, they said originally he supposed to went the first round, but he
Mm-hmm.
got hurt, a shoulder injury.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But from the highlights that I saw, dude is a beast.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
I mean, because I saw a play, and you go you can look it up too. I saw a play where he got burnt on a double move and we covered and not the ball down.
Okay.
How many cornerbacks get burnt off the double move and then recover? That's hard to do, man.
Well, it's more of the quarterback probably underthrowing that ball in order for it to be batted down
I
like
mean,
that.
yeah, the ball was a little bit underthrown,
Yeah.
but still,
Yeah.
once you get hit off that double move,
Yeah. I mean,
it's
any
a
double
wrap.
move, man, you're supposed to be beat.
Yeah,
You're supposed to
exactly,
be beat.
exactly.
I mean, if there's no quarterback or wide receiver connection, like off a double move, then I mean they're just unfortunate with the quarterback because you're supposed to get
Yeah,
that ball
yeah,
to the wide receiver if he beat on a double move like that. So
exactly, exactly.
yeah,
So from the highlights that I saw, he got potential at least. He
okay,
he looks to look. Um, Overall, I think the draft is pretty good. I would have hoped they would have got some more online help, but
mm-hmm.
they probably could do that through free agency or
Yeah,
the waiver wire. But I mean, like you said, I like the tight end for the game because I'm kind of a Notre Dame football fan. So from the games that I saw him play, dude is a
man.
beast.
Every time I saw a Fight Irish game, he was
Yeah,
always the best player on the field. I was like, man,
yeah.
this guy is pretty good. I mean, he was
And like
catching
it's
everything.
like he was catching it, he was getting hit, but he was dishing it too.
Yeah, yeah. That guy is big. So I mean, hopefully that's our Kelsey.
Yeah.
That's our Kelsey right there, man.
I get, I do get the Kelsey vibes from him.
Mm-hmm.
I do get that. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause and then he got speed too.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. But his game got to translate to the NFL. So until that happens, man, all we can just do is is just pray for the best, man. Because
but listen,
as being a
I
Bears
think,
fan, man, we always disappointed every single year.
I think, I think that they're gonna bounce back this year. I think ultimately, Foles probably be the starter.
Yeah.
I don't see, I don't see uh, Mitch beating him out. Um, and I think they setting the team up for Foles to take over. I mean, because if Graham gives us anything with Komet, I mean, that double tight end set will look nice, you know.
I mean, Bill Belichick pretty much brought that in style. So, hey, if we have a double tight end set where like both tight ends are like threats to catch the ball, and plus you got Allen Robinson outside, you got Tyree Cohen and David
Mm-hmm,
Montgomery, they
mm-hmm.
can catch balls from the backfield. I
Right.
mean, they shouldn't be worse than last year. So that's what I hope. So
I but they went 88. They went 88. So to me, it's the quarterback play.
right,
I think it's just a
right,
quarterback play,
right.
and I think if the quarterback people kept I don't think it was all on the coach. I think the coach could have ran some more better plays in general.
Mm-hmm.
But if the quarterback would have just executed the play, I think we would have been okay.
And
It's a lot of
please,
it's a lot of throws that Mitch should have made. He didn't make.
mm-hmm.
You know,
and,
so
and 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 please, Bears coaches, please stop running plays for Cordarrelle Patterson. Please stop doing that.
it only works when you have other things going on.
Right,
You know,
right,
because it works for you can do that in New England when you got Gronk on the other end right there. He got two people on him.
right. You got You got Grunt, you got Edelman, you got Chris
Exactly,
Hogan.
exactly.
I
They can do
mean,
that.
you got the threats, but if Cordarrelle Patterson is your only threat, that's not gonna work.
No, no.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, good video, man. I'm glad that we finally talked about this documentary. So hopefully next week we could do a reaction to episodes 5 and 6 rather. Yeah, 5 and
Yeah,
6.
yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, man. Anyway, I got to get ready for the baby girl's birthday for tomorrow, and other than that, man, I just got to get ready for a long week.
Yeah, same here, man. Back to the 9 to 5 tomorrow. That's
I
pretty
hear that,
much it.
man. All right, man. Well, this is Cornerstone Podcast. Y'all stopping in, please subscribe, like, comment, and share the video. And we'll see y'all soon.
Peace out.
All right, peace out, man. Have a good
All
one.
right, man.